Do you have a favorite cup that makes you feel that the tea tastes different? Do you prefer to pick up objects that are far away from you with your right hand? Has it occurred to you that your desire to postpone your work before important events in your life is just a trick of your mind? Yes, many of the things we do are caused by habits. In fact, they are tricks that came upon us after our minds convinced us of them. In today's video, we will learn about several ways in which your mind can deceive you. Number 1. The eyes have the ability to change the taste of food. It seems that the saying, "the eyes eat before the mouth," is not entirely wrong. A study conducted by Bettina Picaris-Fisman from the Technical University of Valencia and her colleague Charles Spence from the University of Oxford showed the color of the dishes in which the food is served may change its flavor and smell. For example, hot chocolate will seem tastier to you if it is in an orange or cream-colored cup. Strawberry gelatin dessert will appear more delicious to you if it is presented in a white plate. Lemonade will also be more attractive if poured into a transparent cup. This is exactly why people have favorite cups or plates. Here are some other interesting facts regarding colors and foods. First, yellow dishes will make the lemon smell stronger. Secondly, cold drinks are tastier if they are served in cups of cool colors such as blue and purple. Third, food becomes sweeter if it is served on pink plates. Number 2. The right hand seems longer to you than the left hand. Have you ever tried to pick something up from the kitchen cabinet with your left hand but couldn't reach it? So you extended your right hand, and to great amazement, it arrived. In a study published on the American Psychological Association website in 2009, it was found that the right hand often appears at least 1 inch longer than the left hand. However, this is only noticed by those who use their right hand. As for a left-handed person, he does not notice this difference at all. Number 3. We think of ourselves in the future just as we think of a stranger. Imagine that tomorrow is a very important day for you. You have to start preparing for it, but you still find yourself watching your favorite movie. You spend your time drinking a cup of tea and enjoying your time, putting off all those tasks that you have to complete. Have you ever thought about the reason behind this? Well, it's not just about the bad habit of procrastination that you've gotten into. Your mind thinks differently than you think. When you think of yourself in the future, the brain imagines someone other than ourselves. He thinks that someone else will deal with the negative consequences of postponement and delay. And this strange person is the one who will manage the matter and solve the problem. Number 4. The brain often does not notice intuitive changes around it. This phenomenon actually has its own name, which is change blindness. It is a defensive method he uses that allows him not to constantly process all the information he receives at a given moment. To confirm the validity of this phenomenon, a number of scientists conducted an experiment on a group of students who went for job interviews. These students were received by a staff member who helped them fill out the application. At one point, this employee exchanged places with a colleague. However, the vast majority of students did not notice this change, even though the two employees were very different from each other. So imagine the amount of details around us that we ignore, and feel free to watch this video about strange change blindness. Number 5. Your success may set you back. In another study published on Psychology Today, the test sample was divided into 2 groups. Both groups were committed to the diet and were able to achieve significant results. The first group was praised for the results it achieved, while the second group did not receive any encouragement or praise. The 2 groups were then offered a reward of their choice, an apple or a piece of chocolate. 85% of those praised in the first group chose chocolate, while only 58% of the second group chose an apple. The bottom line is that your brain tends to look for excuses for slackness and laziness, which may be the reason for your failure. Number 6. The lower your self-esteem, the more attractive you are to others. A simple experiment was conducted at the University of Sydney, where 3 pictures of famous personalities were shown to a group of individuals. So one of the images was kept as it is. and manipulating the other two images so that the character appears fatter in one than he actually is and thinner in the other. The individuals were then asked about the real picture. The result was as follows. People who felt good about themselves easily found the true image. People who were overweight chose the photo in which the character appeared thinner than in reality. People who were suffering from excessive thinness chose the image that showed the character being fatter than reality. This experience does not only apply to thinness and obesity. Rather, it can be applied to various problems, and the result will be the same. The bottom line is that the truth is often distorted in our eyes depending on our own fears and shortcomings in our lives. Because we always think that we are the only ones who suffer from this problem. Unless our self-esteem is high, we will see everyone as better, more beautiful, and more wonderful than us, even if it is not true. Number 7. The brain cannot differentiate between fact and fiction. There is a lot of evidence that supports the theory of the brain's inability to differentiate between truth and fiction, including the following. In one experiment, one group was asked to play the piano, and the other was asked to imagine that it was playing the piano. In both cases, the brain's reaction was the same. It has been scientifically proven that our thoughts and feelings are interconnected. Chemical reactions occur in the body regardless of whether the situation you are experiencing is real or imagined. As soon as you imagine yourself doing something happy, the hormone serotonin, the happiness hormone, will be released in your body, just as it will happen when you actually experience a happy situation. What is interesting is that your mind may combine more than one trick to influence your actions and reactions. For example, have you ever heard the advice, "Don't tell anyone your big dreams"? Do you know the reason behind it? This is because if you do, your friends and colleagues will most likely praise you, and your brain will feel that it has already achieved success. Because it does not differentiate between truth and imagination, you become negligent and lazy. Because success sometimes makes you more lax, and you may end up giving up on those dreams and ambitions.